Okay, so welcome everyone to the day two of the Magic book by reading a reading of the book by Rhonda Byrne, learning how to live a life of gratitude. My name is Deborah Barton-Birden. I'm out of Cincinnati, Ohio, and I'm here to share this with you. Um, the reading of this book, I've gone through it and did the steps, and I'm beginning to see. I tell you, I had an experience this morning. Before we get started, I want to tell you about my experience. Um, I did my principles of thank you, thank you, thank you for the 10 things I wrote down for yesterday. And last night, as I got ready to go into alpha state of sleep, I pondered the question: how can I help people that really want to be helped? And this morning, I kept thinking about that question, and then I fell off into my sleep. And this morning, the first thing that came to my mental consciousness was the answer to the question. And I was like, oh my God, that's it. So I wrote it down. And I actually had not realized until after I wrote it down, wait a minute, that's on my list of things that I'm co-creating. So it was a connection of the dots to what I had wrote down that I wanted to come into my life. And the question, I was still pondering the question last night when I went to sleep, and this morning it gave me the answer. So it's really magical how this works. What we put our thoughts on, what we think about most, is what we are putting energy into. And energy flows where your thoughts go. And energy is what the universe needs, because the energy is the feeling that we have that catapults our thoughts into reality. Which at the same time, if it's that easy, that simple, what kind of world do we really live in? Is it a virtual world? And it's a bigger picture that we are not taught? Because if it's that easy to bring into our lives our thoughts, then the only purpose we have is to put our mental thinking, our belief factors, and the things that we want in our lives in thought. What we believe is what we're going to receive. So that tells me that at every moment of every day, I must be in a positive thinking mind. It was fascinating. The answer that I got this morning was so simple, I could have slapped myself. But now that I have the answer, I'm going to be sharing it with you guys at the end of the hour. We go through the Q&A and everything. Now, I am doing something special today. I am going to be sharing the reading of the book with those that are on the Google Plus Hangout that I set up this morning. And that's going to help them. We're trying to cover as many bases as possible, Sam and I. And by doing that, we reach more people. And we want to get these sessions in record and put it on a YouTube channel so those that could not be available during the live session, they could actually catch the recorded session. And that's going to make it really nice for those that know about us but have not experienced the live. Maybe they're at work and can't get on the computer or whatever, but they wanted to experience the live session of this book, of our reading. So with that said, Sam, do you have anything you want to share with anyone before we get started? He got a phone call come in. He may be still on that phone call. But I want to welcome you to today's show, Conversations with Deborah and Sam, and the reading of The Magic, written by Rhonda Byrne. We're on day two. of the magic, and day 2 says that you reflect upon your present blessings, of which every man has plenty, not on your past misfortunes, of which all men have some. And that's by Charles Dickens, who was a writer. In the beginning of working with these practices, it takes concentrated days in a row to make gratitude a habit. And that's what we're all wanting to get to, is a habit of what we do to have a life of gratitude. Anything that reminds you to be grateful is helping you turn your life into gold with gratitude. And that's exactly what the magical practice is all about. Lee Brower presented the gratitude rock practice in The Secret film and book when he told us the story of his father of a dying child who used a gratitude rock to be grateful for his life, his son's health, and his son made a miraculous recovery. For those of you that have seen the movie The Secret, you remember that the gentleman from South Africa came to visit him in the United States. And when I say him, he came to visit, I'm trying to remember who it was. Lee Brower. Okay, Lee Brower. And he, in that part of the movie, it was really, interesting how his father, in the midst of the storm of failing health and near death, his father became grateful for his son's health in good form, and in that energy helped his son fight the battle of that circumstance off. So since then, the gratitude rock has been a proven success with many people the world over who have used it for money, healing, and happiness. Now, to me, the rock is just a reminder in our hand of what we're living our life out as. Each time you feel that rock, it makes you think of something that you're going to be grateful for. And the book says, first find a rock or a stone. And it says, choose a small size that fits in the palm of your hand and that you can close your fingers around. Choose a rock that is smooth without sharp edges and not too weighty, and that feels really good in your hand when you hold it, like a crystal rock. I myself have a crystal rock that I use because crystal has its own energy factors, and they're very beautiful to just look upon. If you all remember as a child, I had this little tube I looked through, and it would show crystal sparkles through the funnel of it as you look through, and you could turn it and get different shapes and things like that. Reminds me of looking through that tunnel toy that I had as a child. When I look at this crystal rock, when you hold it up to the light, it's magnificent. The different types of colors that come through it. You can find a magic rock from the garden if you have one, or from a riverbed, a creek, an ocean, or even a park. If you don't have easy access to any of these places, then ask your neighbors, family, or friends. You may even have a precious rock or stone already that you can use as your magic rock. When you have found your magic rock, put it by your bedside, in a place where you'll definitely see it when you go to bed. Clear some space, if necessary, so that you can easily see your magic rock when you go to bed. If you use an alarm clock, put it next to your alarm clock tonight. Just before you go into bed, you get into bed, go to sleep. I'm sorry, I'm mixing up my words. Just before you get into bed to go to sleep, pick up your magic rock. Hold it in the palm of one hand and close your fingers around it. Think back carefully through all the good things that happened during the day and find the best thing that happened that you're grateful for. Then say the magic words, thank you, for that best thing that happened. Return the magic rock to its place of your bed, and that's it. Every night for the next 26 days, follow the same magic rock practice. Before you go to bed, think back through the day and find the best thing that happened that day. While holding your magic rock in your hand, be as grateful as you can be for that thing and say, thank you. Using a rock seems like such a simple thing to do, but through this practice, you will see magical things begin to happen in your life. When you look for the best thing that happened during the day, you will search through many good things that happened. And in the process of searching and then deciding on the best one, you actually thinking of many things you're grateful for. You will also be ensuring that you go to sleep and wake up in gratitude each day. The count your blessings and magic rock practice will ensure that you begin and end your days in a state of gratitude. In fact, they are so powerful that together they would change your life in a few months. But this book is designed to change your life really fast, excuse me, through an abundance of magical practices. Because gratitude is magnetic and attracts more things to be grateful for. The concentration of gratitude over 28 days will intensify the magnetic force of your gratitude. When you have a strong magnetic force of gratitude, like magic, you automatically magnetize everything you want and need to do for you. The magic reminder is to be sure to read tomorrow's magical practice sometime today, as you will need to collect some photographs before you begin. And we're going to do that tonight at 8 o'clock. We're going to read day 3 tonight at 8 o'clock, and then we'll reread it again tomorrow morning. For today, your magic practice for day number 2 is the magic rock. Repeat steps 1, 2, 3 of magic practice number 1. Count your blessings. Make a list of 10 blessings. Write why you're grateful. Reread your list. And at the end of each blessing, say thank you, thank you, thank you. And feel as grateful for that blessing as you can. Now that's 10 new things to be grateful for each and every day that you write. So at the end of this process, you'll have 280 things you're grateful for that's going on in your life. Find a magic rock and put it by your bedside. So today your journey is to find a magic rock, and now you can go to a gift shop and find, they have a lot of those gratitude rocks for sale, or you could go to a riverbed and find one, or in your garden. There are a lot of places that you could find a real soft, beautiful, colorful stone that you can consider being your magic rock. This is going to be an extension of you because you're going to have it for your life every day. Before going to bed tonight, I want you to hold your magic rock in your hand and think of the best thing that happened to you today. So you need to find the rock today, and you need to have it before bedtime tonight. And you're going to do that step. You're going to say the magic words, thank you, for the best thing that happened to you today. Repeat the magic Repeat the magic rock practice every night for the next 26 days. Read tomorrow's magical practice today. So that's the end of today's practice. We just summarized it for what we're going to do today. And tonight at 8 o'clock, we're going to read what we did for today. I'm sorry, I just lost train of thought. I apologize for that because I was doing something else. What we're going to do is tonight at 8 o'clock, we're going to read tonight's day 3 of Magical Relationships. Today you're going to find a rock that is special to you. Don't give this task to someone else. You do it because it's your rock. And you're going to have that available for yourself before you go to bed tonight to think of something that happened to you today you're grateful for. And you're going to do that same thing for the next 26 days. Actually, by the time you get to the 28th day, you will have made it such a habit that you will learn to take the rock with you. And every time you feel that rock in your pocket, you take it out of your pocket, you put it in your hand, it's a reminder to think of what you're grateful for in the moment. Every time you come to the thought, oh, I'm grateful for this, put the rock in your hand and energize that thought for yourself. And the more things that you're grateful for, the more you're going to bring more of those things you're grateful for into your life. So with that said, I told you once we get into the days, our situation will go much smoother with the reading. What I want to do right now is take this hangout off of sharing, and I want to check and see if anyone has any questions in regard to the book or anything that we read about today that I could answer for you. Now, at Tiny Chat, you can put it into the chat box, and at the Hangout, you can put it into the chat box over at the Hangout. I want to make sure that I turn the Q&A on. Make sure. Okay, I've started. Let's see, Q&A.
That was a great thing you read there. I do appreciate that. I didn't get it all. I was on the phone, but I missed some of it.
Well,
but that's something I'd like to try myself, and because being grateful is top on my list now.
It's going to change your life. I'm telling you, it's a wonderful thing to be woken up to this. I'm telling you, I am having some experiences in my life. You know, once I do the steps, I just go about my day. I don't dwell on anything. I write the 10 things I'm grateful for. I have my list of what I'm grateful for about my life for the future, and then I have my daily writings of 10 things I'm grateful for throughout my day. And I've actually got up to 350 things I'm grateful for in my journal because I've been doing this 35 days. But it's amazing how, as you learn to walk these steps, you actually become more, it becomes natural. And the things that I'm grateful for, what I'm finding is more of those things are coming into my life. When I put on my gratitude journal each time I got a sale at eBay, because I'm an eBayer. I spend about 2 hours a day listing things at eBay through the copy and paste system, which makes me an eBayer dropshipper. And if anyone's interested in learning that, I will put that on my page, deborahbarton.com/CWD, or you can go to my deborahbarton.com, and under opportunities, you will see the copy and paste. It's the third stream down. And you can actually join me in that, and I will coach you on how to get started doing that. But I used to just get the sales, Sam, and never in the moment would I say, I'm so grateful for this sale because it's bringing more wealth into my life. So now when I get a sale, each and every sale, I say those words. And sometimes I'll write it down exactly what the sale was and how I'm grateful that I picked an item to list that sold. Especially when I have one item that just keeps selling over and over and over. That I've actually had it up all year long. With eBay, it allows you to make your listings in 30-day increments, and you can repeat that for 3 times under one listing. Well, that gives that item 90 days to sell. Well, ironically, I've had an item that has sold multiple times during the month, and it's been selling all year long. And that one item, I tell you, it's not a lot of money. I don't make a lot in profit on it. I make $21.48 profit because I've got it listed. I could actually list it for more, but I've got it listed at a reasonable price that people can afford to buy it. It's needed by all businesses that have. I tell you what it is. It's a cigarette urn that you sit outside your business. For people that smoke a cigarette, like especially at restaurants, they want to step out and have a cigarette because there's no smoking in a restaurant here in Cincinnati, and I think that's across the board here in the United States. In some states, it's really against the law to be anywhere near the front of a restaurant or a public location. So for the courtesy of smokers, for those that smoke, they have these urns. And then the other thing is a health risk. When people drop cigarette butts on the ground, not thinking about what they're doing, you're actually creating a health risk for our society. There is, they can clog up the sewer drains. Enough of them can really cause some damage. That filter gets into the waterways, and the carcinogens, the negative carcinogens in the filter will feed back into the water. And I don't know about all water systems, but I know some of that stuff is not cleared out through the chemical treating of water that comes through our pipes. So, and I took the time to read about this at the at about.com because I wanted to know, why would they make this law? Here in Cincinnati, there's a law. If you drop a cigarette butt from your car while you're driving and you're caught, you can get a $1,000 ticket. That's crazy. No. Yeah, that's crazy that they actually implemented a law that if you're caught throwing a cigarette butt out of your car, the police can stop you and cite you for a $1,000 ticket. And they know people can't afford that. But that is the war on cigarette smoking, that they have created this law. Not only that, but you can register your ticket for payments. So they make sure that they get their money. And I know that, like I was told in California, the laws are even stricter than that. I was dating someone that had went to California for about 6 weeks, and he was a smoker. And he said out there, you can't find a place to smoke. And they've even gotten laws in California where if you have children in your house and they catch you smoking, that secondhand smoking, it gets you cited to juvenile court, because the law considers you doing harm to the child, so they charge you with child neglect. So that war, our federal laws are getting real strict about what we can and cannot do, and it's considering how they're looking out for all individuals, and it feels like we're being controlled and restricted from what we choose to do. But and I don't agree with it, but I don't disagree with it. I'm kind of neutral. Simply because I'm gonna be honest, I am one of those that are fighting that cigarette habit, and I felt like that's an infringement on my rights. But when you look at what it does to other people, I do believe we have a right to do whatever we choose to do, as long as we're not harming other people. And I think if more people thought that way, we would consider what we're doing when we're doing it. So that's why I said I was kind of neutral on the laws. I do understand what they're trying to do, and it takes the rights away of some of us. But we just have to, if we choose to go down that path, we have to find ways that we're not harming someone else while we're harming ourselves. Because we have a right to harm ourselves if that's what we choose to do, but we don't have the right to harm someone else. And our children is our precious cargo that is a gift to us. We don't own them. And while we have them, we don't want to do any harm to them that they would have to suffer when they get their own freedom of rights. Nor do we want to teach them any bad habits. So it's the things that we have to think about, what we're doing and how we're doing it and who we're doing it to. So with that said,
yes, it's
go ahead, Sam.
To the person that doesn't smoke, it's very offensive.
Yeah, and I'm learning myself that I had my house painted and it smelled so good. Oh my God. I had every room in my house painted, and I didn't realize until I had it painted how much damage my smoking had done to my walls. My daughter now comes in and washes down my walls because I've been in this house for 10 years now. It'll be 11 in November. I start my 11th year. And I had only had the whole inside painted once. Well, no, I'm sorry, twice. I forgot about the color walls I tried. And I quickly got rid of that. But I had about 4 years ago, in 2010, they came in and had the whole inside painted back white because I had tried colored walls. And it brightened my house up. It was really, it changed everything. The vibration in my house changed. It was so fresh and new, it felt good. And the first thing I said was I'm going to start smoking on the patio. Well, creature of habit, I brought it back into the house when it got cold outside, which I should have been thinking, let me try to quit smoking. I wasn't thinking of it at that time, but I definitely think about it now. But I should have allowed that situation to push me into the mindset of it's time to quit smoking, because I got that smut back on my walls, and my daughter came in about a month ago and washed all my walls down as much as she could and deodorized my house to get the smoke smell out. Because those of you that are following me know that I've been rushed to the hospital with no ability to breathe on my own. So that within itself is enough to say it's time to quit smoking. The things these habits that we have of the flesh are actually making us prisoners and giving us death. So it's just so simple as make up your mind. It's not simple. I said the wrong words there. That is a very, very nasty habit, and it's a habit that is so hard to break. It's like any other drug, any other illegal drug that you're addicted to. And they say that cigarette smoking is one of the hardest addictions to quit. I know when I decided to stop drinking alcohol, I just decided and never thought about it again, and it was easy to do. And I'm coming from a person that I used to drink about 1/5 of gin a day. I was a functioning alcoholic. But when I decided I didn't want that to have any more detrimental to my life, it was real easy to just walk away. And I have seriously struggled with these cigarettes. So I do understand those listeners out there that are listening. I know what you're going through, and we got to fight this fight together. But you're right, Sam. It is offensive to others. How do you invite people in your home when your home smells like smoke?
Yeah, but like you say, it is a very hard habit to break. My dad smoked for 60 years.
Wow.
And he don't smoke much anymore, but he once in a while says, "Would you go get me a cigarette? Would you go get me a cigarette?"
Mm-hmm.
And the in-home aide actually helps him on smoking one or two once in a while. but he's not supposed to have any more.
Mm-hmm.
And but I was around it, secondhand smoke around it all my life. I never smoked, but I was had secondhand smoke most of my life, and I just didn't realize, that I actually didn't have to put up with it.
Right.
But didn't want to.
Right. Well, see, as a child, we have no choice. It is, as a child, we have no choice. It's sad, but that's the road we go down with our parents. But once we become an adult, now we're afflicted with those choices that our parents made. Now, and it's not that they intentionally made, wanted to harm us, but we give our kids asthma, the chances of having long-term lung effects of disorders of breathing, that soot gets in their lungs. I understand all of it now. And I wasn't conscious. See, that's the thing. We have to all start becoming more of a conscious lifestyle. When we're conscious of the consequences of our actions, when we know better, we do better. And I know there's a lot of campaigns out there to teach us stuff, but a lot of stuff we're just ignoring. We ignore a lot of stuff that is meant to be teachable to us, but it'd be nice if they would teach it in school. It's sad to say my daughter, my youngest daughter, she hated our smoke. She hated it. She said every day she went to school, her friends, and this was when she was in elementary school, her friends would tease her because she smelled like smoke. And unfortunately, she was getting that teasing because of my choices, not realizing what I was doing to her at the time. She would come home and say, "Mom, please don't smoke around me because my friends say I smell like smoke." And it happened to her. I'm sorry, not elementary school. It was in junior high school. It was in the 7th grade that the kids were making note of the fact her clothes smell like smoke. So it's what we do to other people, not realizing what we're doing because we're not conscious of the damages that we're doing to ourselves. And that's why I'm a true believer of becoming conscious and thinking more about the consequences of my actions and living a life of gratitude and teaching it to others. Your father smoked a long time. That 60 years is a long time, Sam.
Yeah, he certainly did. Started when he was 21, and he still slips around every now and then. But I just when I smell it anymore, that knocks me down. Well, I've never smoked much, hardly at all. I could count the cigarettes I've smoked in my life.
Wow. Well, I'm glad that you never started this habit because it is a very hard habit to break. With that said, I'm going to end the Hangout broadcast at this time. I want to thank anyone that took the time to come and listen to us. What I want to share with everyone before I end this broadcast is this. I am for the next 30 days, beginning September 1st, I am willing to work with 10 people, one-on-one, for 2 hours a day, and walk them through a process of setting up, from every little inch of doing this blueprint. It's a financial literacy blueprint, and it's not going to cost you a dime. I'm going to coach you for free, one-on-one. That is what I woke up with this morning, that instead of seeking of building a large list, I actually got a spiritual light bulb moment. Jesus started with 12 people. He had 12 disciples. And out of those 12, teaching them the principles, the spiritual principles of the Creator, he created a worldwide ministry that lives today. By their love for him and they're understanding that there is a greater power over each and every one of us by him teaching them what God sent him here to do, to be the example. I am implementing that example into my life. I am choosing to accept. Now, unfortunately, the platform that I'm going to use, where we can do Q&A during the whole 2 hours, I'm going to demonstrate the steps that you are going to do for setting up your blueprint, so you'll be hands-on through this 30-day process. At the end of that 30-day process, you will have a blueprint that should be making you a minimum of $10,000 a month. And you're also going to have the recorded sessions to do exactly what I do for you. You will be able to do the same thing with 10 people too. Now, I'm going to use the Google Hangout as the method of teaching. It is a private hangout that I'll do, so it won't air. And that I'm doing that purposely, so the 10 people that are in that training, I can give them undivided attention, and all we have to do is just show up for the allotted Pacific time for 30 days straight. So if you believe that you would like to start making $10,000 a month, be mentored and coached on the process of doing it step by step, I'm going to work with 10 people in a Google Hangout, a private Google Hangout. Now, how am I going to choose these 10 people? And I asked myself that, well, now how do I find the 10 people? I'm actually going to put up today a process that you will have to walk through, because what I want to do is find 10 people that are committed, dedicated, and want to change their life. I don't want tire kickers, and I'm being really in your face about it. I do not want tire kickers. I want people that are true to themselves and the process of committing to a change in their life. And this is all training to get you up and going, teaching you all the little secrets that I've learned, and I'm going to commit to teaching those 10 people 2 hours a day. Once I have selected from the process of elimination for those 10 people to come through, we're going to agreeably mastermind an hour that works for everybody. So it's not me choosing the time for you to show up. It's what works for everybody that's going to be working with me. And I'm going with the Google Hangout allows 10 people in a Hangout. So, and if I'm not mistaken, it might only be 9 people I've trained, because I will be one of the 10. So 9 people throughout the United States are going to have the opportunity of working with me one-on-one, being mentored and trained. And when you come out of that training, you're going to have everything you need to just turn around and duplicate the process. And you will be having streams of income that will give you a minimum of $10,000 a month. Now, that is my efforts. That is what I see. It is up to you as to whether you will see that amount. All of our efforts are based on what we commit ourselves to. If you're not committed to doing the process that you're taught, then no, you're not going to see $10,000. You might see $2,000. You might see $5,000. You might see $100. The bottom line is you're not going to ever spend a dime that is not already generated for you to get you started in the other streams. So if you're looking for a way to generate cash flow into your life, because that's what this is, cash flow, to increase the wealth in your life. It is work. It is not free. You have to work. You have to give the time in the training that I give you. to see the results that you want to see. You won't have to guess at it. That's why I'm going to do one-on-one mentoring and training through the Hangout, so you have a clear understanding of what it is that you're going to be doing, why you're going to be doing it, how to do it, and when to do it. You're going to have a map for your marketing. You're going to have a profile of you, where you're going to learn magnetic sponsoring, where you program everything you do will be consistent. These are the things that we stumble to find. We have to go to so many different programs that teach this and teach that and teach this and teach that, and usually you have to pay for the real meat and potatoes of what they're offering. This is free. This is going to be free. And what I plan to do is take 9 students every month. 9 students are trained for free in a Google Hangout. But, as I said, I'm going to set up a process of you, committing to this training. So with that said, tomorrow I should have the page up that you will walk through, and I'll give you the link. I'll share with everyone the link, what you go through to get into this training group. Now, I know you guys have seen this before out on the internet, where the big gurus say, I'm taking 5 people, I'm taking 10 people, and I'm going to teach you this, and I'm going to teach you that, and so on and so on. But you have to pay for it. They've put a dollar value on their time. Why haven't I done that? I could do it. I could do it exactly like they do. And there's no doubt in my mind I'd get students. But I believe that there's something greater in this for me, to share what I've learned with others. As I said in the beginning, I'm taking Jesus' principle and sharing what I know, how I know, how to do it with just a small group. And if I teach them well, the greatness that will come out of that, we will be building a multi-million-dollar team industry. I truly believe that. So in walking in that spiritual standpoint, I am going to end the broadcast on the Google Hangout. I want to thank each and every one that took the time to listen to this broadcast. And I'm going to get with Sam on the tiny chat. If you're wanting to continue the call with us, you can come over to Marketing Tele. What is the link, Sam? Can you say it for me?
marketingtelecenter.com.
Yes, marketingtelecenter.com. And join us over there for the rest of this chat. I know we're getting close to the top of the hour, so we're only going to be there for maybe 15 more minutes. But if you want to continue it with us, I'm going to stop the broadcast at the Hangout and let it propagate, so I can share the link with the people over at Tiny Chat, because maybe they want to see the broadcast, the recorded broadcast. Thank you for coming, and you guys have a great day.